What's up, guys? CryptoSavy here. Welcome to the channel where you subscribe for free updates on Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, and we are going to be taking a look at Dow Jones Industrial. It looks like it's doing pretty good in the pre-markets. We're going to talk about that. Don't forget, we also have a free Discord group in the description below the video. If you want somewhere to hang out and talk about crypto, it's totally free. Check it out. There is a link down below. Let's get on with the video. Alright guys, as always, this is not financial advice, trading advice, nor is it investment advice. There is a disclaimer scrolling on the bottom. Make sure you read it, and always remember this is my opinion, not yours. Alright, so looking at the Bitcoin news headlines to get a feel for the sentiment, billionaire makes the case for a $1 million Bitcoin price. Seems kind of bullish. Edge of Glory, key Bitcoin indicator, just approached a critical level. Bitcoin is on fire. This transpiring could send Bitcoin tumbling 20% lower. How on-chain metrics indicate Bitcoin has already bottomed. So we're seeing a little more bullish than bearish. As you guys know, I am bearish. I am going to show you the point at where I will turn bullish. But yeah, 12 is the fear and greed index. That's the third day in a row we've been at 12, which is still an extreme fear. And as you guys know, the 21 EMA here on the monthly is where we got rejected, right around the 7,300. We will be talking about that. Before that, I do want to mention my wife's webpage, inkyorimage.com. There is a link to that also below. Definitely check it out. There's some other links down there too that really help the channel out. All right, so looking at the weekly, and as you can see, I do have the worst case scenario still at 2574, 2550, somewhere in that area. I'm not saying that's gonna happen, guys. I'm saying that's worst case scenario. Always be prepared for whatever. As you guys know, with the worldly stuff going on, although the Dow looks like a pre-market is doing pretty well, and if you watch the news and are keeping up what's going on, supposedly they had less deaths yesterday, so they're saying it's declining. That's a good way for them to pump the market and get you to get back in the market so they can do another money grab and take your money, just like they've been taking people's 401ks and whatnot. Guys, if you take a look at what's going on, there's no reason at all for the market to be going up. So anyways, be aware of that. Looking at the weekly, we are getting rejected at the 8 EMA, which is at around 7150, right in that range. If you guys remember, I had said we needed a push up to keep this, to reverse this cross of the 21 EMA crossing the 55 here. It's still bearish, guys, in my opinion. Although we're getting a pump here, everyone's going to get excited. You're going to see crazy numbers. Everybody's going to be super bullish. That's a bearish sign in my opinion. Let's look at the RSI and the weekly. We did pop back above our support and resistance line that we've been watching here from where we capitulated below it, came back, tested it, got support. Same thing in 2018, capitulated below it, 19 broke back above, tested it for support, got support, broke back below again, and most likely we will come up or come back down and retest this again for support, which will be the next fall, in my opinion. Let's take a look at the daily. So, as you guys can see, these numbers I have in here are just my Fibonacci retracement numbers off of all the Fibonacci retracements here. And I have been telling you guys I am bearish. And until we break out of this, and like I said, I know a lot of people have drawn this as a symmetrical triangle, which if that was the case, then we'd already broke out. But if we look at the volume, there is no breakout volume, guys. We will know when we break this formation, there will be huge volume coming out of this. If we break up, it's going to be huge green volume. If we break down, it's going to be huge red. I am still looking for the down unless the daily, if we were to break today, if we're to break 7,400 and close at least a 4-hour above that, then I'm bullish. Then I'd be looking for at least coming up to test this 200 EMA, which is around the 8,050 range. And that's also in the golden pocket zone. And then if we were able to break up above that, we could be looking as high as the 9,000 to 9,200, and maybe even higher. I will take a look at the measured moves. So if we looking at this rising wedge, I do believe it's more of a rising wedge than anything else. But if we were to reverse today and come back down, first let's look at the EMAs here. The EMAs are looking bullish. As you can see, the 8 EMA crossed the 21. 13 EMA is attempting to cross the 21. If we come up to the top of this, like I said, around 74 and get rejected and come back down, if we were to break down today, which I highly doubt we break out of this on the downside today, but if we were to, I would move my measured move up to right around the $3,800 range, which would also line up with this long-term trend line we have coming down here off of all of these wicks. So that is my first target coming down. Actually, I would look for at least a bounce on this 5,400, which is the 0.236. If we break below this, that would be our next major support. Obviously, we'll get some support at the 64, which is the 0.382 fib. But if we did break through the bottom of this, I do see us coming down to at least the 54. And if that breaks, 38. And you guys already seen my lower target being this as a flagpole, this being a giant bear flag or an ABC. I still think I'm going to keep that there at the 25.60 range, right in there. But as you can see, if we did come down here, this would be a double bottom at the 38. I would imagine we would come down a little bit lower than that to get all the stops. It would be a stop hunt for anyone that went long here and put their stops just below. Most likely would come down, wick down, hunt them before continuing up if we break down here. And the number to break down from today is right around 6,600. If we break below the 6,600 again, we're most likely headed down here, guys. Now let's look at the higher targets, the more bullish case scenario, which I know most people would rather see. Let's just take this here, bring it up. If we were to break the 7,400 today, like I said, it wouldn't go straight up, guys, but the 200 EMA is right around the 8,050. And then, like I also said, if we look at this trend line we broke out of here, 93.60 area would be the top of that. But the measured move of this coming up could be the $10,300 range. Not saying it's impossible. It is possible, but I think this is a whole lot less likely, guys. I still am looking for a breakdown here. One more thing that does look bullish, and we had been talking about it I drew this inverse head and shoulders way back here as a possibility, and you can go back in my videos. I've had it there forever, but it does look like that's possibly what's happened, and we did get support on this support resistance line and getting a bounce up. I still believe we turn back around and come back down for another low, but I could be wrong. We could just come back, tag this, and continue on up. That would be the bullish case scenario. But like I said, until we break out of this, I'm not, I don't know. Until we break out of this, there's nothing really to say. I've been saying that for quite some time. Let's go over to the 4 hour. Take a look at the RSI first. In the 4 hours, you can see we had this rising channel we fell out of. We have a rising broadening wedge here. If we do get the push up to retest this, no matter what, this will eventually break down. And it does match up pretty well with breaking down to, these lower targets here. I'm going to get this target off of here. 6,000, obviously, we would get some support there as it being psychological. But as you can see, same thing here, guys. We did come up and almost tag the 7,200, this target here, which is the 0.5 fib. We definitely got some rejection there. Looking at the 4 hour EMAs, we are looking bullish in that sense. The 8 EMA is about to cross the 200 EMA. They've all crossed the 55 EMA already. So that's another case that's looking pretty bullish. But again, guys, unless we can break above this 7,400 range, I'm still bearish here. If we break the 7,400 and close at least 4 hour above it, then I'm gonna switch my bias to bullish. Let's look at the Litecoin. Same thing, guys. I have all the Fibonacci retracements from this move marked on here, and as you can tell, we are getting rejection right at the top of this trend line here. Let's look at the bearish targets first. If we were to break down from here, the 39 is our 0.236. We'll probably see a little bit of support there if we break down, but most likely continue down in a big way. The first target is 2118 if we break down from here. Just like Bitcoin, until we break this, there's nothing to be said. You can see the volume still declining here. Same thing. I have one more target, looking at this as more of a flag pull, and bring it over to here. That one goes down to 1648. 2118 is most likely, in my opinion, if we break down. That would also be a good stop hunt for anyone that longed here and put their stops down here. So keep that in mind. Now let's look at the bullish case. Bullish case, if we break this, that will get us up to this golden pocket zone, which actually, I'm going to raise this up a little bit, around the $62 to $63 range, which would line up pretty damn well with this golden pocket area. That would be a break of, and again, guys, if it breaks, it's not like it's going to shoot up in one candle. So, you know, it may be days, but this would be the target. And we would have to break the $43 range today and close at least a 4 hour above it. Pay attention, because a lot of people don't pay attention. They talk smack. One more thing, I will leave a DOW tutorial up top for you guys to check out. It has a risk management tool on there. It's a great exchange. Check it out. I also have some other exchanges down there. All of them have a sign-on bonus, so when you make a deposit, you get a bonus. But for DOW, I will be announcing a registration for a competition, a trading competition, where there will be prizes. So definitely, if you're interested in that, sign up with DOW, get it all ready, and I will be getting more info out on that shortly. But anyways, that's what I'm looking at there. I mean, it could go as high as the 0.786, which is a 71.75 area. That would be a 0.786 retracement. But most likely, if we do break up from here, then I would be looking for the 62.50. If we break down, $21 to $22 range is where I'm looking at there. So that's what I'm looking at with Litecoin. Let's look at Ethereum. Ethereum, same thing. I have all the retracements marked here. And until we break out of this, nothing is changing for me. Did we look at the RSI in Litecoin? We did not. So on the RSI here, as you can see, it is getting pretty topped out. If I put this over, we could get a little more of a run there, but let's go back to Ethereum. Now Ethereum, I had this target yesterday. We went just above it. That's the 200 EMA on the 4 hour. I'm going to get that out of here now. Excuse me. So anyways, now looking at Ethereum, we could get as high as the 166. So that's where I turn bullish on Ethereum if we break 166. But looking at the move down from here, if we were to come down and break this today, at some point, our target would be around the $81 to $82 range, somewhere in that area. That would be if we break down, and the price to break down from there is about 139.50, somewhere in that area. If we break that, then we should be headed down to the 81, which also would be a stop hunt for anyone that longed here. Now looking at this as a flag pull, this being a bear flag, the low there is 36.17. So yeah, definitely a possibility. keep an eye on it, guys. Like I said, unless we break this about 168.50. If we break that, then I turn bullish, and the target then would be well, the golden pocket area would be about 217. This target is showing me about, and I'm gonna put a target there. And let's put a price label. That would be the break up target there, and I'll make that one a little bit bigger. There we go. So that would be the target of breaking up from this wedge. But again, I'm still bearish here. I'm still biased that we're gonna break down here. Again, I could be wrong, guys. We could go up. You know, this Dow Jones could pump here, but the highest I see us going there, 0.786, would be around the 248 to 250 range. But let's go into the pre-markets. I'm going to refresh. 766 up before the markets open. That's where the Dow is at right now. As you guys know, I have my Dow targets here. We'll take a look at them. We're looking at this rising channel, and we had marked the 23.4, about 23.4 to 23.5 area as the bottom support for there, and we broke it. And the measured move off that is around the 16.8 to 16, around 16.9 actually. Yeah, so we're looking right around the 16.9 area for the target there. We did not quite hit it yet. We did come down to test the 0.786. And as you can see, we're getting bounces out to 0.618. This rally today, if we look at the RSI, we've been talking about this for a while too. It's been getting resistance on this top line. If we're able to break it, it is a falling broadening wedge, which is usually bullish. So if we do get a run up here, guys, we'll probably come up and retest the bottom of that channel around the 23.5 area. I mean, I guess we could go as high as the golden pocket zone around the 25.5, depending on how high they want to pump it. But most likely we may see a little pump here today, but guys, I don't think it's going to last, and I do not think this is the bottom. I also have a lower target too. If that 16.9 doesn't hold, looking at this as a megaphone here, the white line on the top, purple line on the bottom, or pink line, whatever the hell color it is, that would get us down to the $9,200 range, or 9,200 point range. I'm sorry, I say dollars. I'm used to Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum. But anyways, yeah, that's where I see us going if the 16.9 does not hold. I do think most definitely that we're going to hit the 16.9. Again, guys, my opinion, not yours. But I appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to click CryptoSavy logo above my head to get you subscribed to the channel. Hit the thumbs up. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think. Are people going to, is this a suckers rally? People are going to get sucked in, dumped on. What do you think? Let me know. Take it easy. Have a great day.